Welcome to the April 28th edition of Midweek Missions, the weekly missions update from First Baptist Nixa. Today we're going to focus our prayer upon M and E, our mission partners in East Asia. For security reasons, we do not reveal their names or their ministry location, as we don't want to do anything that might potentially hinder or jeopardize their ministry. M is the senior pastor of an international church in a large city in East Asia, a church that is a part of a local association of Baptist churches that are attempting to reach that city with the gospel and to plant healthy churches both in that city and in the surrounding regions. M and E and their family returned to the States for their annual visit in March, but then the COVID pandemic hit and the borders closed, and they have been forced to remain in the States ever since. They entered into a holding pattern of sorts, and M began taking classes towards his master's in theology. Now, over a year later, nothing has changed. The country remains closed, and they received some discouraging news a few weeks ago that it is looking as if it may be next spring before the borders of their country reopen. So we need to pray today, First Baptist Nixa, for M and E and for their church back in East Asia. So let me give you 3 prayer points to guide our intercession today. First, pray for the borders of their mission country to reopen, that they may return to their home, to their lives, to their church, and to the ministry field to which they feel that God has called them. That is their heart's desire, is to go back and to return to their church and to their city. Secondly, pray for their church that has now been without their pastor for over a year. Its elders are doing a fine job in his absence, but it's difficult on everyone, to say the least. And then third, pray for wisdom for M and E as they seek the Lord's will as to whether they should begin looking for another ministry in another field. They know that they cannot remain in a holding pattern forever, and they don't relish the idea of waiting another year and sitting out another year while they await the reopening of the borders. But they're submitted to the Lord's will. And so we're going to pray that the Lord would reveal His will, that He would reveal the steps that they should take as they continue to follow Christ in obedience to the call that He's placed upon their lives. So as you pray through these prayer points, we're going to put up a 1-minute timer at the end of which the video will end. As always, feel free to pause the video and to pray for longer, but let's dedicate at least a minute today as a church to pray for M and E, our mission partners in East Asia, and for the church that remains there without its pastor.